Okay, everybody, just want to show you a few examples today to help you work out some sales tax and tip examples. Our first one is example number 1, electronics. A DVD player costs $140 and the sales tax is 5.75%. What is the total cost of the DVD player? Well, if you look down on your sheet, you have two steps. Step number 1 is to find the sales tax, and step number 2 is to add the sales tax to the regular price. Finding the sales tax is just like we've recently done when we talked about percents of a number. And really, when we talk about finding the sales tax, we're talking about 5.75% of $140. Well, how did we do problems like that? 5.75% of percent of $140. The first thing we did was turn our percentage to a decimal. So in order to find our sales tax, we're going to move our decimal point over 2 places, and we end up with decimal point 0.575. Of is another expression for multiplication, and we're going to multiply that by 140. Plug in 575 10,000s to your calculator times 140, and you end up with $8.05. So a $140 DVD, if we were to purchase that item, we would have to pay $8.05 in sales tax. Now, what's the total cost of the DVD player? Well, to get the total cost, we're going to take the regular price, which is $140, and we're going to add that to the sales tax, $8.05. And when we add those up, we end up with $148.05. That is the total cost of the DVD player. Our next example is a finding the tip example. A customer wants to tip 15% of the restaurant bill. What will be the total bill with tip? Well, over here to our right, we have our bill from Sal's Bistro. We had some salmon and some chicken pasta and 2 glasses of iced tea for a total bill of $35. So let's go to our steps. Let's pull those up. And this is very similar to finding sales tax, only now it's going to be tip. It's, again, something that we're going to add on to our bill. In order to find the tip, it's just like we did percent of a number. In this case, I want 15% of $35 to find my tip. 15%, we're going to turn that into a decimal. 15% as a decimal is 15 hundredths. Of is another term for multiplication, and we'll write down our $35. When we multiply those out, 15 hundredths times 35, and we end up with $5.25. So this $5.25 represents the amount of the tip that we're going to pay. When we want to find the total bill with their tip, we're going to take the total bill from our food and then add our tip amount to it. And we end up with $40.25. Our last example is a situation where we have tax and we have tip. So let's see how we work those out. Let's pull out, let me get rid of that. Let's get our steps out here. So just like we did earlier, the first thing we're going to do is find our tip. So our tip is really saying 20% of $42. And our sales tax is really saying 6% of $42. So let's find our sales tax, or our tip first. 20% of $42. The first thing I'm going to do is change my 20% to a decimal. See if I can change colors here, make it look a little bit better. 20% to a decimal, which is 0.2 or 2/10 of is multiplication, $42. We punch that into our calculator and we end up with $8.40. Again, what is that $8.40? That is the tip amount that we're going to leave. We could do the same thing for sales tax. Move our decimal point over 2 places, and we end up with 6/100. Going to multiply that by $42. When we put that into our calculator, we end up with $2.52. Well, now we want to know what's the total cost. So we're going to add the tip, the sales tax, and the bill. So our bill is $42. Our tip is $8.40. And our sales tax is $2.52. Add all those together, and we end up with $52.92, which is the total that we will pay for our spa treatment.